Why do people get defensive when I mention donating blood? That isn't a normal reaction. People likely felt that you were trying to brag or guilt-trip them, the same as when someone asks for donations for a good cause. Getting angry responses across the board leads me to believe your delivery was the problem. So I donate when I can because it's the right thing to do. It doesn't cause me any lasting harm. It might save someone's life. It might save the life of someone I love. Then again, the Red Cross trained me well. They used to regularly guilt-trip me into donating. As soon as I was old enough to give, both my parents were O-neg and regular donors. Sadly, it took decades of poor young Billy, Sally whoever needs your blood or hell die phone calls before I realized it was a strange coincidence that there was always some poor kid who needed my blood exactly 1 week after I was eligible to give again. Lol. It's nowhere near a taboo. They are not getting upset because the general idea of donating blood is unseemly. They are upset because it seems like you're guilt-tripping them. Most people do not want to do it. It's literally being drained. They don't like the idea of it or the sensation of it. You could ask them why they felt that way. I don't know your friends or your parents, the dynamic they have, their history with medical stuff, or their feelings on any other number of things. Maybe you do? I personally don't like giving blood. I am not a fan of getting picked and prodded and want to reduce that as much as possible. Someone yelled at me. Why are all people ever yelling at me? I better go fish the internet for consonances. People may react defensively to the idea of donating blood due to personal fears or misconceptions. It's a sensitive topic, and everyone's comfort level varies. I legally can't donate blood, so when I am invited I just said unfortunately am not allowed. I wish I could. Thanks for donating, I feel guilty and I wish I could donate. So thanks OP. There is something really weird about your friends. I've never seen this before. I wouldn't even react so negatively, and it's a touchy subject for me personally am not allowed to due to chronic illnesses and medical trauma. From an armchair therapy perspective, I assume they feel a pang of guilt because they know it's a good thing to do, but they don't really feel like bothering, and they subconsciously mask that through anger. But yeah, I definitely can't say I've encountered reactions like that. Maybe your social circles is secretly full of vampires and you're triggering them. I guess maybe BC they are afraid of needles? Otherwise it makes no sense, like I get blood work done regularly every few months. I hate it, I'm afraid of needles, but it's necessary so I do it. Not fun, but I request I lay down while they do it and close my eyes. Then it's over with. Only reason I don't donate regularly is because I'm gay and anemic. Both of which means they don't usually want your blood for donations. Out. I'd why, but I've always been super uncomfortable about the thought of my blood or really anything being taken from my body and put in someone else. So I don't get harsh about it, but I'll admit I do get defensive. Just something that skeeves me out. Some people in the US get really upset because blood banks won't accept blood from men who have had sex with other men. It's politics. That reaction is not normal, but then sadly, outrage seems to be the latest fad. I'd just nod and then avoid them in the future. That being said, though, some of the replies seem to be forgetting there are some medical issues that make people ineligible to donate. If you ask someone to volunteer and they say no, you know, like a normal person and not one high on outrage, please don't push the issue and force them to admit private medical info. I don't freak out, but I don't donate blood because of a traumatizing lol kinda, but really experience the only time I did. Maybe just don't mention it. Probably if they want to donate they already know when it is. I've never known anyone to get defensive. Maybe they are deflecting cause they feel guilty that they are not donating. I usually ask if they would expect blood to be available for them if they ever needed it. If they say yes, then they should donate. It's the same with organ donation. If you would like an organ to be available if you were ever to need it, then you should make your family aware that you'd like to be a donor. Do you often talk about it? If you always tell them about when they could donate blood, they may be annoyed you haven't gotten the hint yet. Still a bit of an extreme reaction from them.